Hello now. I'm just getting started making another video. First of all, I want to point out some of the supplies that I have right here that I purchased yesterday. First thing I'd like to show you is these 6-inch scissors. So I needed a smaller pair of scissors because I have the 9.5 inch and the 12 inch and they're quite large for the smaller stuff. So I got those. Those were about 28 bucks Canadian. And then I got two of these sewing gauges, sewing and knitting gauges these are called, a sewing or knitting gauge. I call it a seam allowance measuring device. So I got two of them and they were cheap, $2.50 Canadian. Now the last piece I got is really nice and it is a curved ruler. And it came in a package like this, and on the back of the package it shows you how this device can be used and positioned to do your curves, and it also has a straight and a square side to it as well. So I'll be learning how to use that. Right here now we see the main event, which is I'm getting ready to cut out the muslin yokes. And what I've done is I've just clipped the jean yokes. Let me back this up a little. I've clipped the jean yokes along the top line. So I'm just going to get a chalk, a marking chalk, and do the other two sides, or three sides. Just like this. Now, these jean pieces, they do have the 1/2 inch seam allowance on them. So the seam allowance is included on what I'm making here. This piece of muslin is like, you know, one of the pieces, one of the extra pieces that came off of making the legs or whatever. So, you know, being climate friendly, we don't want to make any more garbage than we have to. So I'm using everything I've got so that it doesn't end up in the dumpster or the garbage. Nice. So now I'm just going to remove the clips and the jeans. Oh dear, I left one clip on. So now the next step is to cut those out. So now I'm going to cut those out. And I always enjoy cutting cloth. I know there's something that just seems good about it. There's the one cut, the one end. There's the other one. And then I'll do the ends of the yoke here. And the other yoke. Oh, I've already done the other yoke. I didn't have to make a cut there. And then I'll get the larger shears, the 12-inch shears, right here. And make the longer cuts with less snips. Really enjoyed going up to the garment district in Montreal, the Quartier des Vêtements, and ended up going into sewing machine stores and fabric stores and even an art store where they have a whole bunch of art supplies. What I like about those places up there is that they're independently, individually owned businesses. You know, it's a lady or a guy or a family, usually a family, and they're not a big chain. They're people who are, you know, that's their work. So those are cut out now, and they'll be ready to go on whenever I get to that project. Now this workstation I'm using, I've got the OFA cutting mat on top of a piece of plywood. And that came off an IKEA piece of furniture. I don't know what it came off of. I got it from the recycling area down in the complex here. And I put the board on a kind of mat, but the table that this is on is the case for my Singer 401 sewing machine. But I'm not using the Singer 401 sewing machine right now. And I had kind of made room and cleared this area out because I got some shelves and bookcases and I was able to free up this space. So you may remember this plywood and the cutting mat when I used it on the ironing board. Now I don't have to use it on the ironing board. Obviously the sewing machine case for the 401 is a lot more, it's a lot sturdier than the ironing board, and you know, it's totally dedicated to measuring and cutting. So I just wanted to mention that. There's a couple of other things I want to show you. And what I'm showing you here right now, this is all my muslin. I had bought about 5 yards, 5 meters of muslin. And I can tell the muslin or any cloth, any fabric that I've already prepared for sewing, because the fabric always has to be pre-shrunk. It has to be hot washed, hot dried, so it shrinks, and then it's ready for use. And before I put it in the hot wash, I stitch the edges so they don't fray too much, and that's how I'm able to tell that that cloth is ready to be used. So, and then down here, this is what I call the virgin cloth, which hasn't been pre-shrunk yet. So that's the muslin I use. Here I have the denim that I bought, and it is stitched. All of it is stitched. I bought about 3 yards of that, so it's all ready to go. It's all pre-shrunk and ready to be used. And you know, as you've seen and you've noticed and you know that up until now I've just been sewing and learning with muslin, but even though I'm still doing that and not ready to go, you know, full tilt into using denim, I am going to start doing some, you know, some of the parts and some of the legs and the flies and that in denim, so I get some experience with that while I'm still doing my 5 pairs of muslin, so that once my muslin pants are, you know, of sufficient satisfaction that I can graduate to denim, I'll already have a little bit of experience using denim, so I won't be, you know, like a babe in the woods again. So there's the denim. Here's the interfacing. Now when I bought the interfacing, I wasn't able to get white or gray, so I got the black, and interfacing is interfacing. So that's also what I had gotten a while ago. So I just wanted to bring you up to date on some of the supplies, you know, and tools that I use here at the channel. The last thing I want to mention is I did get a really great comment from a guy in his 20s, late 20s, in central London, England. And he's a media artist and a real great artist in general. He's I think he's a professional piano player of some sort, because he writes music and he records it and he does concerts and that kind of thing. And he's also very proficient as a media artist, you know, making films and videos and having them really like wow you with all sorts of things jumping in and out. His name is Rory, R-O-R-Y. He also, because he's an artist and a creator, and you know, whether he's natural born or, you know, just you know, he's paid the price to learn and create, he also sews, and he's made a number of pairs of jeans, which is what I want to do. I think he's made 6 pairs of jeans at least, and he's also made some other clothes for him. And why do I mention that you might be interested in that? Because the way we ended up commenting to each other or having a chat is that, you know, I had mentioned the last couple of videos, the guy down in the States, Talk Custom, T-O-C-K, Custom, Talk Custom. And he has a great hour-long how to make blue jeans video. He also has a great 35-minute how to make a fly zipper video, among many other videos. But Rory in downtown central London, England, or what, you know, we in Canada would call London in the fog, because it's foggy there. And I come from London, Ontario, which is halfway between Toronto and Detroit City. and it's known as the Forest City. So London, Ontario is called London in the Bush, and London, England is called London in the Fog. But anyway, he's from London in the Fog, I'm from London in the Bush. And how he got into sewing before he was a sewist was by watching Talk Custom. So there's the loop there, there's the connection there. So his name is Rory, R-O-R-Y, and go and check him out. You will be happy you did. Hey, I'm going to make something coming up real soon. It's going to be about flies and zippers and putting the pants together, and I hope to get in, and I'm going to use a bit of denim in the next video or two. So that's where my learning is going for the next couple of videos. Hope you're all keeping safe, having fun, and working on your projects, working on your art, creating your stuff. And for now, we'll chat soon, and adios amigos.